guys, it's KaguraFireCosplay here with part 1 of my May reading log. Now this is the first time I've recorded since coming back from Disney, which should show you how long it's been. But I have a new gorgeous mug, and I just built it on myself. Okay, it's not too warm yet. And I have the mermaid ears. I love this movie, so gotta wrap it. Got a lot to go over. So the first book that I'm talking about is actually supposed to be in April. It's just the way that my notebook was set up. I looked over it, and I am very sorry for that. But it was The Frog Prince by Jenni James from March 28th to April 11th, and it's obviously the fairy tale interpretation of Princess and the Frog. You have Prince, Princess and the Frog. The princess kind of had rejected that prince before without getting to know him, and then the prince comes back as a frog, and they head off, and then, fall in love, and pretty much what you can imagine. It does have themes of claiming back your life from being thrown into something you don't particularly want. You have the main heroine's prejudice against the princess by not getting to know him. You have trying to see if people are genuinely look past things like appearances, like being a frog, or preconceived notions and all that type of thing. And then, there's a lot of comparisons to Pride and Prejudice mixed in with this as well. So while it is Frog Princess retelling, it definitely has a bit of Pride and Prejudice inspired in it, which is fun. Oh yeah, and sorry for wet hair, minimal makeup. I filmed my Ursula makeup before this, which meant I had to take a shower, which means wet hair and minimal makeup. So sorry about that, but hopefully that'll be good for you guys too. But yeah, so that was The Frog Prince. It's cute, it's enjoyable. It wasn't my favorite of the retellings, but it's definitely cute. And now back to actual May, which is gonna take me a minute. Okay. So the first one I actually read in May was Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon, which I read from April 29th to May 1st. Now this story follows a girl dealing with kind of loss and abandonment, sort of, and then also having to get back there into the world and do things like meet people and do new things she hasn't tried before, including taking this dance class to kind of get out of her comfort zone. And she meets a boy there, and then things lead to another. But you follow her falling out of love of things that she enjoys doing because of her grief. You have all the trauma from her parents' relationships and handling with that. Kind of gave me very Emails I Can't Send by Sabrina Carpenter vibes. Then you have her relationships with her sister and kind of how that plays into continuing her trauma and how she handles it. You have a lot of the art of dance and how that plays into the story, but also just honoring that art form, which is beautiful to see. And obviously she's getting out of her comfort zone with all of this, and that's also a great thing to see, Then there were some parts where it was giving it a little bit like songfic vibes, and I'm gonna be honest, when that starts happening, I just keep reading or keep scrolling depending on the piece of media I'm reading. But I don't know, the heroine and the male lead are both pretty opposite of one another, but I think they also help each other in that, because she's getting out of her comfort zone and then he's getting pulled down to reality a little bit, and having that balance is really nice to see. And also just living in the moment and learning how to get through grief without, fully getting beaten down from it. Overall, it was a really cute book, and while the writing was not necessarily my favorite all the time, it was really cute. Definitely worth the read. We're gonna take a little bit of a tea break. and hopefully not on me this time. I have peach tea this time. Yeah, it's amazing. The next book I read was Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn or Just May 2nd. Now, I like this book. I don't know. Okay, there are things I like about this franchise and things I don't like. And this book tested me a bit. But, Cell is by far my favorite character. I feel like he's the best written character out of all of them. But there's a lot of lore dumping in this book that just kind of goes over my head, and like, I love lore, don't get me wrong, but when it's just like, here's information without any driving force, like, I can't process that. You know, I feel like a lot of people are like that too. I feel like that isolates a lot of people from being able to fully enjoy a book like that. And then, there's also, pretty early on in the book, like a funeral, and then people just try and make the funeral about themselves, and I thought that was like, okay, that's disrespectful, but like, oh my god. Then like, there was also like a lot of name claiming in this, and like calling Cell a traitor, but then like, what? Like, where's context? And then there's like, where's the evidence? Alice is a goat in this. We love that. But like, then you get back to just the spiral of where's treatment fairly, where is due process, where is rights. The book really could have been shortened drastically, because again, I'm repeating myself quite a bit. I'm looking at my notes, I'm repeating myself quite a bit. Then, Bray is like quickly becoming overpowered too, for no real reason as well. Then, and also like, where's the FBI and all of this? CIA, any police or government agency? Like, is no one keeping tabs on them? Or are they all a part of it? 'Cause, like, I want to know. Are they in on it? And that's why it's all coming on the radar, or what? I need information. And pretty much all of the real world stuff that happened in the first book, like Brie going to college and stuff like that, that's gone. There's none of that in this book. And then you have miscommunication trope. Then you have pretty much ignoring all of the previously established stuff in the first book that pertain to the normal world. And some of those characters are also just gone. But I don't know, overall though, Cell carries this book. Pretty much my only good point about this book, but it was enough for me to finish it, so, well actually I finished it anyways for video purposes, but it kept me going. Cell is great, and I feel like, I don't know, I might read the third book purely to continue his storyline when that comes out, but it's just for Cell. The next book I read was The Paperboy by James A. Lyons during May 3rd. Now, I was very excited to read this book for reasons you may or may not know, but I thoroughly enjoy this. This book has incredible humor that I found myself chuckling during. The characters are all really great and really realistic in what they would respond to and that type of thing. You have a cute little knot in there. His page breaks and stuff are dinosaurs, and it is so cute. And then there's like little themes of dinosaurs everywhere. There's dinosaur on the back, and that's just a cute little touch that I think adds to things. You have a little bit of mystery throughout this book. That's kind of fun. You have all of the character relationships that continue growing and learning as they grow up, but then you also have a little bit of mystery to keep it all going. So it's not set on one particular thing. You have good Fire Up, which don't get often, so I feel obligated to mention. Then, I mean, everyone pulls through. It's just really sweet, really wholesome. I loved the relationship the main character has with his brother, too. I feel like it's not often that you get supportive family and stuff in a book like this. But all the characters are super likable. Everything that happens is always fun and keeps it moving. So I'm very much excited to see what else the story has to offer. Okay, I'm going to take my second tea break of the video. 11 minutes in. Whoa. The next book I have is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Now, I read a lot of romance books, and especially with young adult romance books, they are very much, is usually at least one of the main couples who is mildly infuriating, whether it be for miscommunication or just kind of being annoying in general or not treating their partner right. But both of these characters are genuinely really likable. I mean, they make mistakes and all that type of thing, but they are genuinely likable. So this book goes through these two characters who are friends and then kind of have to fake their way through a relationship, and then you can guess what happens after. But all these characters have strong friendships outside of their relationships. The main girl has a lot of snark that is not annoying, but is funny, which there's a line, and it was not crossed in that. They're both genuinely just good people, good-hearted people. You have good representation of panic attacks in this, which you don't get often, of the male lead. There's really great tension between the two main couples. Yeah, I couldn't put this down. I sped through it very fast. But, so if you want a really cute romance, it's a good one to check out. If you want a good romance. Okay, time for me to get on my Bridgerton soapbox. This is the first Bridgerton book I have discussed on this channel, I believe. Besides the, it's not an art book, but the behind the scenes one. So if you don't know, I'm a little bit of a Bridgerton fan. Just a little bit, and I can hear my voice dying, so let me take some tea, which is totally not a Bridgerton thing to do. Anyways, so this is book 5 to Sir Phillip with Love by Julia Quinn. I read this from May 4th to May 5th. And this follows Eloise's story as you have the events of the previous books kind of coming down on her and her need to escape to where she meets her long-term pen pal, Sir Phillip Crane. And also his two pretty energetic children, to say the least. Now, if we're comparing the show, I love this book, but I am really curious how the show is going to do it. I'm really excited. A lot of people who don't want Eloise to be with Phillip in the show because there's Theo and whatnot, but part of signing on to do the show was that all the couples had to stay the same, so people can deal with it as they wish. But I'm really excited because I think it's going to be a really interesting contrast to see them two together, especially since I think the main difference between the books and the show is Eloise's characterization in the show is a bit more feistier and a bit more modern than what you get in the book, and I'm really excited to see how that blends in. But we're not here to talk about the show because I could do that for hours. Gotta talk about the book. they have Phillip and Marina's relationship, which is, woo! If you want unhealthy relationship, but it's not necessarily a fault of either of them, it's the fact of they don't have chemistry and they don't particularly care about each other, but it was the times, you know? You married who you could, and obviously if you know the show, it's a matter of, I don't know, I mean, it's rough. You get into really rough territory with Marina really early in this book, and it's really sad to see. But Sir Phillip starts to heal a little bit through passing letters with Eloise, which we'll see. Then you have the kids in this book too, and I feel like that's one of my favorite parts, is seeing Eloise specifically dealing with the kids, because it's so out of her characterization, so out of her, not even necessarily like for this book, I just mean in general. Eloise to children is a little bit of a bizarre concept, but it's really beautiful to see how she interacts with them and how she helps them out as well. You have, if you're a Colin shipper, there's some good Colin moments in this. You don't see Penelope, but Colin goes off a little bit. Colin, my wife, Bridgerton is very much there. Colin, food Bridgerton is very much there. And we live for it. We have all the brothers in this as they go off, and we live for it. But, I mean, overall, it's a really cute book. I really enjoy it. I am very curious to see eventually when the show tackles her story, because I feel like it's going to be really incredible. But, time to get off my Bridgerton soapbox. Actually, no, never mind. I'm not, because I have the epilogue to talk about too, in which Goodreads categorizes as its own short story. So, gotta talk about that too. Or this May 5th, still by Julia Quinn. You get one of their children's perspectives a little bit more, specifically Amanda's. Then you also have her love for Eloise, despite, you know, losing her mother and having her as her stepmother. You have where she gets her wet, and then her, just overall her relationships with her family. It's just really cute. I mean, there's so much to say about it. It's short, but it's really cute. And adds to how Eloise and Phillip have raised her, because it is a little bit further down the line. Another soapbox. Lovesick, Ellie, Volume 2 by Fujimomo. I read it May 5th. Now, I talked about the plot in my previous video, but we know I'm obsessed with this series. We know that is really stupid, but I really love it. We have a lot of tropes that start to come to play into this book. You have mainly parents, and kind of how that has some comedy. You have Omi's ex-BFF start showing up in this, and kind of trying to learn moves. Then you have a bunch of fake pay, but you also have a lot of honest feelings start coming out in this book that are really sweet and really great to see. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then jump into part 2. But my next one is also Lovesick, Ellie, Volume 3. So by Fujimomo from May 5th to May 7th. You have people thinking that sort of situation that happened with Ellie and Omi was Misaki, and kind of having to avoid some rumors there for Ellie's sake. It kind of gets into witch hunty territory. But you do learn of Misaki's childhood best friend who kind of has a crush on her, but overall the support that happens and, you know, fighting back against the witch hunt of trying to find out who the person was in that specific situation. And that is where I'm going to end it off for part 1 of May. I actually read a lot in May. So we'll see how long this ends up being. But until then, see you next time.